Poet Joachim Gasket tells us that this is a portrait of an ex-nun, who lost her faith and escaped from her convent. Gasket found her wandering aimlessly and provided shelter for her. Old woman, her gaze unfocused, clutches a rosary, a string of beads used in prayer, tightly in her hands. According to the writer Joachim Gasket, the sitter was a former nun who had escaped from a convent, wandering aimlessly until Cézanne took her on as a servant. Gasket found this painting in 1896 at Cézanne's family house near Aix-en-Provence, lying on the floor of the artist's studio with a pipe dripping on it. The lower left-hand corner is marked by splashed water or steam.
You can kind of get what I'm doing by looking at it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do this for the rest of the remaining beads. So here I have the 59 beads done, and I'm just showing them off here. And what we're going to do now is we're going to separate 9 beads from the 59 beads. So basically we're going to make 2 piles, one pile with 9 beads and one pile with 50 beads. So here's me counting out the 9 beads. Now once you have the 9 beads, set them aside. We're going to use them later on. Now we have 50 beads with these little wires on them, and they're going to be used in the next few steps. So to begin the next step, what we're going to do is we're going to take 10 of the 50 beads, and we're going to do this 5 times, and we're going to take our round nose pliers. So this is 10 of the 50 beads right here. And basically what we're going to do is we're going, oh look, that bead is rolling away. We're going to open up the loop on one of the ends of the beads, like I'm showing here. We're going to take one of the 10 beads, and we're going to loop it on like so, and then close up the loop. And we're going to continue doing this with the rest of the 8 remaining beads we have off to the side. So here I am doing it again, so you guys get the idea that I'm just making a chain of beads. These beads are different from the 9 beads we set aside. These are 10 of the 50 beads that we have. So here's a sped up version of me doing it so you can get a better understanding. And basically we're going to continue doing this with the remaining 40 beads. We're going to make 4 more 10 links as I'm showing here. So if you're familiar with the rosary, you would call this a decade. So we're going to make 4 more decades because we have 1 decade done. So that's basically what I'm explaining right here. I'm showing that we have 1 decade and we're going to do 4 more decades. So now that we have 5 decades.
Cézanne associated with the Impressionists, but always had other aims. He said that his ambition was to make of Impressionism something solid and durable like the art of museums. Cézanne absorbed many influences, including those of Courbet and Manet, in his early years. In his early works he often imitated Courbet, applying thick layers of paint with a palette knife. He later told Renoir that it took him 20 years to realize that painting was not sculpture. In the 1880s his brushwork became increasingly systematic and ordered.